Good? How's it? Kurt Taguma from Maui Sporting Goods, Honolulu. All we do is spearfishing here. I've been doing it for quite a long time myself. And what I want to cover today is just everyday spearfishing, but also pointing out safety aspects because everyone overlooks the most simple parts. And the first thing would be safe entry, safe exit. You might think, oh, this place is safe enough to jump off in the beginning. Waves come up in the next hour. Now you have no exit point. Maybe it's worse in different areas that you live. Over here, we got a lot of shoreline and sand, so it might be easier. But if you're diving rocky and cliff areas, then that could definitely be the worst mistake you can make. And everything else, like you'll train and you warm up for running, wrestling, lifting, you should also adapt the same to training for free diving or spearfishing. Practice apnea, breath hold, cardio, whatever you want to do. Competitions, fun or serious. A lot of people used to dive hardcore to compete nationally or worlds. I have a bunch of friends that made it to the worlds, and that's a feat in itself. That's like making it to the NBA from high school level, if you want to compare it that way. You need a better comparison. Equipment, a lot of people buy all the different stuff now. If you can afford it, then the serious divers will use, say, carbon fiber is a benefit for ascending from depth. It's not made just for pretty, it's performance, but it comes at a price tag. So also buy within your means in your wallet, number one. A lot of the younger spearfisher people are also watching YouTube, which is great. But as you're getting introduced into spearfishing and not being introduced to the safety factors, YouTube just promotes serious top spearfishermen doing things that 99% of the people can't do, but young people want to emulate and copy. They want to do the deep dive, they want to do the long breath hold, they want to shoot big fish, but it takes a lot of baby steps to get to that spot. Michael Jordan wasn't that good in high school. In the pros, he is. So, to the same effect, baby steps in the beginning, increase your breath hold safely. Maybe a freediving class is for you if you're going to take it to the next level. A lot of people when they're young, there's a really fine line between long and too long. And by the time you realize it's too long, it's too late. So practice safety. I lost a few good friends, shallow water blackout, and these weren't your average spearfishermen. They're all in the top of their game. Past national champion, Gene Higo was my buddy since like college days. And we got to dive from short fins to long fins. He got really serious, started training, and took it to the next level, national champ. But unfortunately, at one of the nationals, he spent a little too long down there, and I lost one of my best friends. And even before that, my other friend who was a very top athlete in a lot of different aspects in sports, even skating. So, but he took out a bunch of new people for the day. They got cold because they weren't set up for like being warm in wetsuits. So they went in at Makapu. He stayed out diving an area that we dove many times before, shooting moose. And unfortunately, somehow, it was 55 feet, but that wasn't very deep for us back then. It was shallow actually. So he thought nothing of it, and I guarantee he just stayed a little too long. And then the sad part about it is we recovered his body at 9:30 at night that evening. So, not to make like it's super dangerous, but there is danger involved in spearfishing. And being able to know when is long or too long, or what you're capable of shooting and handling. Even the factor of you putting a reel on your gun is going to make a difference if you can get in trouble with Dyneema line. Dyneema line is no joke. It's hard to cut with a knife. Now people are using that for shooting line. For the better spearfishermen shooting bigger fish, yeah, it could be warranted. Why? Because they know the dangers of it. They're well aware here. For the new person doing it, we had a kid coming here, probably saw it on YouTube or something, and he wanted Dyneema line, but he's just starting spearfishing, barely shooting any fish of size. But because the newer generation relates a lot to videos than YouTube or other people doing something, the danger factor multiplier is there. They're probably better off shooting 200 mono, because if something happens, they can snap it to it, hopefully, let alone easier to cut. So there's so many things that you guys gotta watch out for. Blackout being the most important. Eels is the next most important. Why do I not say sharks? Is because sharks are different all over the world. Here we've got all different types. If you go to Florida, they have all different types. Some Australia, some different types. So everywhere you go, there's gonna be sharks. Is that should be on your priority? I don't think so. I think eels and Vana got me way more than any shark has come close to. So, and keep in perspective, the most important thing is when you're on the bottom hunting, it is just the fish. It's not, you're not paying your mortgage, you're not, going for a world championship, you're not getting all the accolades that people want. All people do now is Instagram, everything for the gram. And that's great too if that's your thing, your social media. Some people do it for business, but most of you just do it to post pictures and be proud of your catch, and that's all good and fine and dandy, but keep it in retrospect of you going home to your family, your mom or your dad, your kids, your dogs, whatever it might be. You still want to go home at the end of the day, because everybody else would be heartbroken and torn apart because of your passing. So how do I know? Like I said, I've lived through a handful of my buddies blacking out, and you don't know what to do. I'm still close with all their families, but there's a big hole in their life. Whether it's 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 5 years ago, it doesn't matter. The hole is still there. So just be careful, be smart. If you need to and you're gonna take it to the next level, take a freediving class. Yeah, it costs a few bucks, but so does that carbon fiber fin or spear gun. So it's relative to what you wanna progress in. Everybody wants to be top tier. Realistically, unless you train like a pure athlete and take it seriously, keep it conservative and keep it in your own comfort zone. Dive with the people you're comfortable with. You can dive with somebody that's far better than you, long as that person that's far better than you understands that you're at this level and not this level, and they dive in the level that you're at. But you can watch and learn. Be observant. Learn from people's greatness, but also at their weakness. So the average diver will be 20 to 40 feet, shooting medium-sized to smaller fish within, say, a bottom time of 1:30 to 2 minutes is realistic. Top tier athletes are doing 3+, which is insane for hunting. That's dangerous for 99.9% of the other spearfishermen. So keep it in perspective. Go out, enjoy your days, be safe. Bring home dinner for your family. And some days I might not even pull the trigger, and that's fine too. But most people will scrape out and catch dinner at least. So all I can say is take the sport, but also be a thinking person and keep all your safety factors. I've known Inosia from, were you high school or just after high school?
Just after high school. Yeah.
Gosh, I'm getting old. But I like to see my customers grow and improve and become adults. Now, most of them got kids. I've got grandfathers bringing their grandkids in now. And then full circle, which is pretty nice. And it means that we're doing something right and we're keeping our guys as safe as possible with what little time and information we can share. So something like this, I'm glad to spend a few minutes and say, because those friends that I've lost, I'll never see them again. And neither will their families. So keep everything in perspective. You see a lot of YouTube videos where I do this, I can do this, I'll shoot this big fish, and I do my diving this way. But because they're top tier athletes and they've been doing it for such a long time, they have the mindset how to get out of trouble. You might know how to spearfish, but you will not know how to get out of trouble in case it happens. And we lost a younger boy a few years back before COVID, and very unfortunately shot a big fish, got yanked in a hole, something happened that we don't know, and it wasn't really deep, but he also passed. And it's rough and traumatic for the people you're diving with. So instead of just thinking this, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna get that, you gotta think of the partners you're also with too, because they are still devastated to the day. Not just because you're their friend, it's because they were there at the moment and they experienced. You think like, oh yeah, I can go down 50 feet, go grab my friend, pull him up for safety. You shouldn't even got that far. Your diver should have been above you. Your friend should have been watching you, and vice versa. You do the same thing for your friend. Do we do that all the time? Sad to say, it took some learning lessons, and a lot of people still dive, unsupervised at depth. You can get in trouble at 30 feet, you can get in trouble at 50 feet. Both people get in trouble in deeper water. So keep it in perspective. A lot of the newer spearfishermen are too gung-ho. They think their level of capability is here, when their level of capability is still here. So there's always growth for knowledge, growth for training, growth for getting new people to teach them safety, or how to approach fish or how to shoot fish. With the end of the day is YouTube pretty much gives all that away already. There was no YouTube before. You have to like peek and watch or ask questions before. And maybe some people, because of the competitive, it was serious competition before nationals where nobody gives up nothing in secrets. And it could be your mentor not giving you. They'll share 2 secrets, but the other 10 are super secret. So with you two now, you guys got everything. I can scratch, I can grunt, I can do everything. Nobody knew that, all that little tricks before. So you can bring in fish, but with the underwater cameras made things both safer and more dangerous at the same time. Safer because you can see your mistakes and you can learn from your mistakes. More dangerous because they're gonna push the envelope to take that video to the next level, to get the views, to get everything, so. But I just want everybody to get a different perspective from a person who's been doing it for a little longer, who've seen the accidents happen, who know people personally that have passed, to know their family that has passed. So that's pretty much about it. I don't know what else to say, but diving is entertainment. It's a sport. Call it whatever you want. For me, it's just go out with my friends, have a nice day, enjoy the camaraderie, catch a little fish for dinner. And at the end of the day, my goal is to go home to my family, because I'm only having fun. This is not my job to go spearfishing. But I like spearfishing so much we sell them. I don't know what else I can tell you guys about safety. That's just my quick random take on summary of what I can do off the top of my head.
Appreciate it.
And
Real quick, I have a quick question. You're being humble saying have you been diving a little while?
yeah, a little 40 plus years. Yeah, I I caught a few good fish. Had a few good days. Have days that come out no fish because either there's nothing in that I want to eat palatable for me, or yeah, it's just perspective of I don't need to catch fish to take a picture, but I've traveled the world, a lot of different places. I was fortunate to do that. Fortunate to have a good, safe group of friends. So our group would always go traveling together, which made it easier. We all know everybody's habits, idiosyncrasies, and abilities. So that's good too. And no one ever got hurt on our trips. We are kept in his perspective, but it doesn't mean it was shallow. It was, you know, but when it got deep and fish got holed up and everything, 2 or 3 guys would be on it, if not 4, because it's, 80, 100 feet, and getting a fish out of hole is definitely dangerous. So, but yeah, I was fortunate to dive, quite a few places around the world, and I'd still like to do 1 or 2 more trips, and just got to make time now. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's gonna be good. I hope it works out. I'll